Brady Strachan journeyed into the fire zone today and joins me live now from Scotch Creek. Brady, this is not just a home for many people, but also a popular tourist area. Can you talk about the changes you've seen?
Yeah, Anita, we got in here early this afternoon on a tour with officials to show us some of the most damaged areas. And you can see behind me, this neighborhood here, it was once, it looked to be like a mobile home park. And now all of these buildings are just razed to the ground. There's vehicles that are just burnt out shells of what they once were. We got in here after people who lost their homes got in yesterday and this morning to see the devastation here. And then officials have lifted an evacuation order, or are still yet to lift more evacuation orders later today, so that pretty much the 10,000 people who have been out of their homes the past 3 weeks can come back. And what they're returning to, as I've spoke about, in some cases, it's really devastating. You mentioned that this is a tourist area. Many people have summer homes here, and officials say that when they come home, it's not going to be anything what it was like when they left. Returning to the North Shuswap region is a drive along a road of ruin.
The fire was moving so quickly, there was very little anyone could do.
An inferno that struck here so intense that firefighters couldn't save their fire hall.
It's all gone, yeah, absolutely. We had 2 bays out the front, we had 1 bay out the side. It housed 4 fire trucks at the time.
Some also lost their homes.
We've had multiple firefighters who have lost everything and have come back to fight the fire in the days and weeks after. I'm just absolutely astounded by the resiliency of these people.
The damage here in Scotch Creek is extensive. Some neighborhoods, like this one here, were razed to the ground, where other homes not far away were left untouched. The Shuswap is one of the hardest hit regions in BC. At latest count, more than 150 structures are destroyed.
It is a bittersweet day because we switched from one phase to another, and this is an opportunity now for residents to return to their properties which are still standing.
Emergency officials are lifting evacuation orders that will allow an estimated 10,000 people to return. Chris Jensen knows his home is still standing, but he's anxious to see what remains of his community.
It's pretty hard to put into words. I think we're just feeling glad to finally have this day to do it.
He's thankful he still has a home to return to.
We're looking forward to drinking our own coffee and grilling our own steaks and having our dog run around in his own yard.
Officials warn that for some people, their neighborhoods are forever changed.
Residents will certainly not recognize the town once they get in here. There's certainly a great deal of destruction.
He says the return of people to the area is an important step in a process of recovery that will take years to complete.
Just brutal images to see from here, but I'm sure in person as well. Brady, what is next for all of the people who have lost so much there?
Well, Anita, for people that have lost their homes, that's usually dealing with insurance companies and the long process to rebuild. But here in Scotch Creek, as we saw in that story, the fire hall and community hall were destroyed. Businesses in the area, including a gas station on First Nation land nearby, was also destroyed. And then more in the short term, there are some elementary school students that don't know what their school will look like. They are out, and the school is actually, the school district will allow them back next week, but not to their school, as officials just got in there today to see if there's damage and if all the utilities in that can be hooked up. So they'll be going to school starting next week in Salmon Arm, not in their community, and waiting to see when they can finally get back home and start living their lives here again. Anita?
The CBC's Brady Strachan joining us live tonight from Scotch Creek. Thank you, Brady.